Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So, what are we doing today? I'm going to use the Sacred Geometry. We're going to use the Vintage Wisdom Oracle and the Inner Peace, Unshakable Inner Peace Oracle cards. Woo! Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need the book for this one, so let's keep that nearby. Let's start shaking things up. All right, Spirit, what do we need to know for today? Now the vintage. Okay, so I was just kind of taking a look at them. Let's do these two. Okay, so we got the Viscous Pisces for Sacred Geometry. Did I drop any others? No, that's the only one. Okay. Oh, interesting. I kind of did like a little pre-shuffle for myself and I got Playfulness. And I let that go, got my message I needed, but it's showing up again. So that's interesting. We got Listening in reverse. We've got Discernment. This one says, nothing real can be threatened. How can you actively participate in creating heaven on earth? So that in reverse. We have Eliminate distractions. Stop shining light on things that you are not. How can you reclaim your power? And then we have you heal by releasing, not suppressing. What emotions do you need to feel? So I'm really picking up the main card is Discernment. The Discernment kind of goes in with this Viscous Pisces. There's one circle, another circle, and then they kind of blend. So where the two things come together is where it connects. So this is the thing that both can relate to, but on this part here, the little half moon, this one and this one are not the same. So it says here, eliminate distractions. Stop shining lights on things that you are not. You are not this moon. And you can't listen to others. So the discernment right here, it's almost like see no evil, hear no evil, that kind of thing. I'm getting that someone has been taking advice outside of themselves. They know intuitively what they want to do. They know what they want to be, who they are. They know who they are. That's what it is. And someone else is coming in and putting them in this little maze. Down here, we've got a labyrinth that they got to work their way through. This one says, you heal by releasing, not suppressing. Somehow, as I said that, there's the upwards version and then the pushing it down version. So just let me see. I feel like I'm just missing one key thing here. And they said it's this card. Here's that moon, that full circle, and then it turns into the half moons as it goes out. And the words are, nothing real can be altered. Man, my reading's off. What said altered? Why am I hearing altered? Nothing on here says altered, and I keep hearing or seeing or knowing the word altered. let me just figure out what's going on with this. Because what it really says is nothing real can be threatened. How can you actively participate on creating heaven on earth? I'm really picking up on illusions and tricks and things like that. And I'm getting chills right now, so just let them come in. It felt very much coming up the one side, but as it did, it went very balanced down the arms. Is this crooked? No. Anyways, what I'm getting is that someone is really worried that they missed out on a path in the future, like you're meant to be or something. And it's saying nothing real can be threatened. So what am I seeing? I'm seeing a partnership. Oh, I'm getting a lot more chills in this now. Okay. Sorry, normally I'm a lot more quicker out on this. I see the story. I'm just having a really hard time getting it out. But I'm seeing a partnership that somebody really liked someone. You thought that this connection was going really good, but I am seeing an outside source come in and seduce the other person away. And this is saying nothing real can be threatened. Because now this person's stuck in regret of the past and being lost and thinking that was like their one true soulmate. And now they're on this, like, let's go really close, labyrinth journey here, alone and solo. And what Spirit's saying is it wasn't quite real. Because if that love was real, they wouldn't have had eyes for another person. Another person couldn't have come in and I'm seeing use like sexual tactics to lure them away. And so if that's who they chose, that wasn't your real soulmate. And okay. That the person who's meant to blend with you shares a piece of the heart, right? And so if someone were to come along and take this away, it would be like a piece of your heart is missing, like a piece of your soul's missing. And I don't know, I'm getting the sadness. Where's that one card where it says this labyrinth one? You think you're off on this on your own, doing things that, you know, someone stole your destiny, your happiness, your future, right? You could have got married with them, had kids, all that stuff. If that's how you're feeling, this one says you heal by releasing, not suppressing. What emotions do you need to feel? Because I'd be fucking mad. I'd be so fucking mad at that. But I don't know how you feel, because everybody in every situation is different. And what I'm getting now is taking your accountability in the actions of that. Because what I'm seeing is someone think that they're the problem, that the reason why they chose this other person is because they weren't good enough. And that's why this listening card is in reverse. That's not true. Because it was threatened, it was taken away. So it wasn't quite real. So we need to learn to use a little bit of discernment in this, and bring in a bit more playful energy. Because I see you being so hard on yourself, and Spirit's saying that's simply not true. There's always things to learn from this. There's huge learning growth lessons from this. But you're not alone. And I just keep getting that one, what's this one saying? Eliminate distractions. How can shining light on things? Stop shining light on things you are not. Ooh, I like that. Because it wasn't your fault, and you're not whatever all these negative thoughts are in your head. Oh, I was too controlling. Oh, I demanded too much of their time. I'm getting a little pissed off in this reading, because you deserved it. Like, you deserve to be treated with respect and all these things that you were hoping for and wishing for. So there's a bit of these feelings. Maybe it's anger you gotta feel, because I'm getting mad for you. But that's always been a trait of mine, is I don't have that many people close in my circle. I have tons of acquaintances, but those in my circle, if you wrong that circle, oh, I get so mad for them. But I've also learned to use discernment in that, because I know that there's huge growing lessons in this, that you know, fighting other people's fight isn't always beneficial. And so what feelings do you need to have? And now I'm picking up sadness. I'm picking up so much sadness. It went from angry and then it went to sad. And I don't know. I want to call them a fucking loser. Sorry, but if they're going around playing with everybody's hearts and things like that, and they don't give a crap about your feelings or even speaking or being honest, I think, what a loser. You do deserve so much better, because I do see this labyrinth of thinking that you were the mess up, that you should have been someone who you weren't, and you're gonna be who you are now, and you're still gonna grow. You're gonna grow even more than this situation. You're gonna become even more better. You're gonna become wiser. You're gonna become more empathetic. You're gonna be all these things. And okay, I've got a question. Which deck do I want to use for that? The vintage. I want to know. I don't like looking at other people outside, but I get this feeling of like, are they gonna come back once you level up and you keep like, right? And I think that's it, is like, if somebody wrongs you, right, when you have boundaries, it doesn't really affect you. You're like, hey, whatever, see ya, bye. And then in that moment, it's like they wanted to play, it was a game to them, right? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So now they're ended up with somebody stupid because all they cared about was lust and money or greed or something, because they weren't using discernment. Let's say this is your soulmate type coupling, right? A piece of their heart's gone. And so they'll never be fulfilled. They never will. They'll look back. They'll be in this labyrinth because they've chosen this path that makes them feel so deplete and void. And they'll be like, wow, should have been with the collective. I treated them like crap. I didn't even view them as like a viable option, because maybe the effort, maybe they had to do more effort because you demanded respect, right? You weren't like just gonna let someone walk all over you and just be, I don't know, whatever the energy this is I don't like it. So I want clarity on that, because I still don't feel like that's your soulmate. Let's say it was supposed to be a divinely matched thing. Would you really want to be with someone like that who can't see how great things are in front of them, can't hear their guidance from their guides telling them this is a walking red flag? and those who say things that they know aren't true, because if their heart were telling them otherwise, I don't know, that just seems okay. Because I was like, I just feel, I don't know, it's not for me to feel, it's for you to feel, they say. Don't let me and my views taint whatever you're feeling, because the main thing is that you've learned from this. You learned to listen to your guidance. You did go on this labyrinth. The one over here says, nothing real can be altered or threatened. How can you actively participate in creating heaven on earth? Because I do see this situation leaving you in the dust and with this bitter taste in your mouth. And from this bitter taste, you needed to I'm hearing buck up, and now I'm seeing like a stag kind of come in. Now I'm seeing hunting season, and it's like it's like you're very aware of your surroundings. You're very, oh, I just went on a walk today, and there's this book. What's it called? I think it was called Becoming Nature. And it was about like Native American teachings, like how when they go for walks, how to actually like be a part of nature, right? Not just walk through nature, but how do you actually be a part of nature? And I was thinking as I was walking, I'm like, I could never be that book because I always take my dog with me. And my dog is so like hyper, and he's just like, ah, and that's kind of what this energy that I get is like not quite tapped into the intuition and that stuff. But it's fun. It's more playful. And I see you as this deer or buck or whatever, really being in tune with everything. You learned how to discern. You saw that walking red flag from a mile away. You're like, be careful with that person. And they were like, I don't care. I'm not gonna listen to you. But you learned how to listen to your guides, and you let them go off on their little labyrinth fun journey. But by doing so, you still are you. And you are, it did hurt, obviously, but it says eliminate the distractions. So I don't know if like there's pain or sadness. I don't feel that anymore. It was kind of like a process where it was anger, and then it was sadness. It's almost like the steps of like grief or whatever. I can't at this moment tell you what they all are. There was a moment where I lost a lot of people really close to me. And so I think by like the third death or something like that, I kind of was like, it really took a toll on me. And I was grieving for a really, really long process. It's almost like my life went to a complete halt. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor's like, that's not right for you to grieve like that. And they told me to go to this counselor or psychologist, or I forget who they were. But it was the worst advice I ever got when I went to this guy. And I remember being like, my guides were like, don't listen to this guy's advice because it's so destructive for you. And that's what I'm kind of getting with this discernment. I'm not saying if you're going to counseling and things not to listen to that. What I'm saying is for you learn to listen to your grieving process. You know how long you need, you know, like, I don't know, just don't go out there and put on this fake persona. And what I'm getting is you've already worked through all this. So we don't need to touch on that too much, they say. Because you got into this playful state. You learned that you're like, hey, I'm a freaking $1 million. And if this person doesn't want to put time or effort into it, like, screw them. And there is someone out there who is willing to do the work because they understand, right? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. But someone who understands the effort of putting in work. That there are those who are connected to their heart and their emotions, that have gone through things. And now it's saying nothing real can be threatened. And so if that was so easily taken away, it's almost like a test or a lesson that something new will be coming in. And it says, how can you actively participate in creating heaven on earth? And so now it really wants to go to, sorry, I am going to get to these two cards, but the story's not coming out. Took a while. It was like slow. And that's what I'm getting. And maybe that's why I had to share about my grieving process, because everyone was like, for you to feel that way, like, you're not supposed to feel that way. And I was like, and I've always been a person that could handle a lot. And I just remember that being the worst advice ever. The worst. And so what happened to me? It's almost like life stopped. And then I had so much to like let go of. I actually had to feel the feelings and kind of go through the grief steps. And again, can't tell you what it is, right? But it kind of is like anger, sadness, all those things kind of come up in different ways. And every day you're like, I'm doing better, and then maybe something will pop up and then remember. And so that's what I'm seeing. But I'm seeing, as I said, you've already worked through this process, and the process was back and forth, back and forth. It was so annoying. But the part where it really got that oomph, that projection to go forward, to finally like free yourself and let it go, was eliminating the distractions. So I don't know if like whatever it is that stops you from feeling the feels. It says stop shining light on things that you are not. You're not a mess up, you're not a failure, you're not whatever it is that story. I'm not worthy enough, oh, this person's better. No, they're not. I am not getting that at all. And no matter what they're showing on the shiny outside, I'm just getting that it was just like lusty and busty, I'm hearing. And so, I don't know, I don't see much growth from that. You could build on that foundation, but I wish them the best. Because I'm picking up very false social media. You know, they put on this face that everything's so great, but I'm not getting heart. How can you reclaim your power? You reclaim your power by feeling the emotions that you need to feel. And once you actually feel them and you just allow them to be, because what I'm getting is like you're trapped in that and it's like going and looping in circles and stuck. I feel like everybody's kind of in that. I feel like you're in it. You're working way through it. You're almost at the end, or you are at the end. And if it was a soulmate, well, they're just still in it. If it wasn't a soulmate, who knows what they're in? Because if it wasn't a soulmate, I don't care about that story. Let that go, right? Because all I care about is you, and how can you empower yourself to light your sunshine, to illuminate the way through the darkness. The main person in all this story is you. So, want to know what the last two cards were that I pulled? When I was like, is this person coming back? I got union, and then I got peace. So, I don't know in your story who the key players are, and so I think it's so important for you to use discernment. If this person was in this situation and they left you for this false story of just looks and lust and things like that, and you're really going to need to learn to listen to your guides. What is she doing here? She's just sitting with the birds and quiet. She looks very solemn. But I'm almost hearing, this is her dress, and then there's this big ass bird here. But when I look at it, I'm seeing a violin. And now I'm hearing the violin. And I feel the feels, especially the sad ones, right? If they pop up in your mind and they're sad, you're allowed to be sad. But by being sad, by crying, by letting those things go, that heals. And then that now brings you, as this one said, how can you actively participate in creating heaven on earth? You can actively participate by being your authentic self, by knowing that you are whole. You're not this fraction of these circles and these illusions outside of yourself that you thought because someone else did an action and left or said something to you or whatever they did, their reflection of you is about them deep within, and how you view the situation is deep within you. So by you working through all this, that brings you into the playfulness energy. The real healing will come in by being like, ooh, and like feeling the feels, but having those proper boundaries, right? Knowing, I really know what I wanted. I wanted a healthy relationship where someone respects me and, you know, doesn't lie and cheat, or, you know, whatever your list is. We're all different. That's what's gonna like really magnetize you. That's gonna bring that sunshine in you, and other people will notice. Because now I really want to go back to that threaten. Nothing real can be threatened. So I feel like the part of that was threatened. I don't feel like that was very real or authentic. And if it was a soulmate, I don't think it's the highest level soulmate. We have so many soulmates in our lifetime that sometimes it's just because we had past lives together and we agreed to come together in this lifetime to learn lessons. So maybe in that lifetime, you were very dependent on others for your needs and things like that. So by them going off and leaving you in this labyrinth to navigate alone, you really learned how to support yourself, to deal with your emotions, right? Especially if we come from, I'm just seeing like childhood. Oh, don't cry, right? We always try to make someone stop crying. And it's not for their benefit. It's because we're uncomfortable with people crying around us. And so there is this the discernment is so important, they're saying. And by doing all this healing, I think a better level soulmate is coming. Now, very, very few cases in this reading. Is a person from the past going to come back? Maybe. And if they do, getting mad chills in the future. If they do, holy fuck, they better have learned their lessons, because what they did made you feel so awful about yourself. And I don't think they cared how they made you feel, to be honest, or else, I don't know. Hurt people hurt people. So, as this peace card, if they do come back, like they're use this discernment and listen to your intuition. Don't try to force a narrative that that you just want to see the change, but you keep getting all these red. My cat keeps shedding so much these days. I could just find floating around. No, they could just come back floating around, and you know, I do think that you will have to listen. So I don't know, if this is a person from the past coming back, you will need to listen with your heart. And your heart will tell you exactly what's up. Is it a red flag? Is it a green flag? Are you even willing to let this person back in? What I'm getting by going through this loop and this labyrinth alone, it really did bring you so much sadness, but by working through that sadness, you're sitting in this like really happy energy. And so where were they through all the things, the times when you needed help? Were they there? Now that you're like sitting up on this, it's almost like she's on this pedestal, really enjoying life. Now that you're thriving, not just surviving, is that why they're coming back? Just use all these questions, because this one, it said, eliminate distractions. Stop shining light on things that you are not. But this is the one. How can you reclaim your power? I feel like a piece of them took your power with them, and you like had to do all this energy work and boundaries and cord cutting and all these things. Once you cut a cord from someone who energetically is benefiting off you, right? They could be someone else, but still getting your energy. So when you cut that cord, they're not getting their supply anymore. So how can you reclaim your power? Well, you can reclaim your power by having energetic cord cuttings, all those things, right? Filling up your cup, focusing on you, and manifesting the life that you want, which is more joy and this loving, happy relationship. So if you have done all that, because that's what I'm getting, is that you have worked through this labyrinth. You were either just at the end of it, or you are out of it and you're in this like really happy phase. And so I do feel someone's coming back from the past. And if it is it just because they need an energetic supply? They see you happier? Or did they really go through these deep lessons and learn? Did they learn their lesson? And then on the other end, I feel like by you working through the labyrinth and letting all that go and realizing that you're not all these things because this other person was better or something or whatever the hell that is, a new soulmate's going to come in that matches exactly what you wanted, and he's going to treat you the way that you wanted. They're the green flag. They're the green light. And so either way, I see union coming. So there is kind of three situations. There's someone who left in the past for something very superficial, got burned, learned their lessons, had to do their soul. But here's the thing, don't just let someone back in because now that you're happy. Make sure they did the soul lessons. And then from there could be a talk, at least. I do think you have to listen because there's two sides to every story. And I don't like tapping in other people's minds and perspectives. I just, as I said, I only care about you. And so listen to them and what they have to say. Your guides know, right? Because you've and cut cords, have boundaries, keep filling up your cup, all those things, right? Every day. And then you can have that conversation. But remember to use the discernment. So that's one. I see that coming back. Someone from the past, a connection, a union. That's scenario one. Scenario two, they didn't do the work. They didn't do the healing. They see you up on this happy pedestal and they're coming back because you cut the cords and the energy. They're not getting that energetic supply. So again, use the discernment and keep cutting those cords and having those boundaries. That one doesn't seem like it's very beneficial. Once you do, a higher level soulmate will fill in that void. Third situation, person from the past not coming back because you leveled up so much that energetically, not a match. That's it. And so by leveling up and doing the healing work, by not suppressing everything, a new one's coming in. So, three situations, and it's always tough when it comes from matters of the heart. I don't really talk about love and love readings that much, but it's been coming up. Those aren't quite the readings I like doing. So those are the ones maybe I suppress down. So it's coming up. So, which cards? We're going to take this and talk about the moons again. What's interesting on the back of this deck is a circle with two moons kind of going out to the side. And then on the back of this deck is the Taurus, which is you're complete. That's really the main thing. And okay, this is the main thing to like drill into this reading. Nothing real can be threatened. And I think that's why, to me, I'm like, if something comes along, right, if you really love your person, and if you're the person who's torn between two people, this was the best advice I ever heard, and it came from my brother when I was very, very young, because I had a situation like that, and they're like, it wasn't that I was choosing between two people, someone else was, and he said, if that person can't choose between the two, they should go for the second one because they never loved the first one enough. And that's what I feel like this is talking about. Nothing real can be threatened. How can you actively participate in creating heaven on earth? I guess it's just let people be who they are. Let them show their true colors, if they're red or green and everything in between. And don't be afraid to connect with someone else again. I think we could all be isolated, but when we come together and share and grow together, that's the real beauty of life. And by you meeting someone, don't just give all yourself away to them, because you're whole. The main thing is this is happening for you to grow and learn. It's not happening to you to suppress you. Because I kept hearing an altered timeline. So coulda, woulda, shoulda, but it didn't. And if it was really meant to be, Spirit, like, okay, in love, we all have free will to do what we want and go where we want, right? That's our heart. But let's say somebody is afraid that something of, I don't know, I'm just seeing a path that that you really thought you were supposed to be on that path, and that someone altered it. It's almost like no one can steal your destiny. What's meant to be yours will be yours. And sometimes we do have pauses. Sometimes Spirit lets us pause in this grief stage for a bit longer than we'd like to be there. But there's so much to learn in that. There's not much action or movement in it, but man, is there a lot of wisdom from it and healing. And I've been thankful for the moments that I've gone through that. I don't really want to go there too often, but I've been thankful. They want to wrap it up on discernment. Okay. When I looked at discernment, I saw all these birds and I kept hearing flying monkeys. But then it went to the listening card with all these birds. And it's like, see no evil, hear. It's mostly the hearing, because this one's listening. And I'm just hearing, I'm seeing like in The Wizard of Oz, how she sends out all the flying monkeys and all those things, and thinking that everything's out to alter. I keep hearing alter your destiny or your path, but it's not true, because all these birds, these ones are shadows. But the beauty in this card is nature is like really sitting. They care so much for her. So there is something about becoming nature, that you're part of nature, and nature is so beautiful. Oh, I just went to the bird sanctuary today. Maybe there's something to do with that. What insights? Oh, you know what happened? Okay. So I went to the bird sanctuary, and it's so beautiful. Maybe I'll share some pictures. But there's this big loop that you go around the water, and all these signs and things. And I was like, I'm not going to read the signs. I'm just going to follow the path. And I did. I followed, and then it was like, I saw the sign to go that way. But when I looked, it was not as nice of a path. It was a lot more branches, and it's just more work. So I just kept going straight. I'm like, this one will be longer, but I'd rather just continue on the same path that I've been on. Little did I know that it ended to a dead end. It was just a waste of my time. I got all the way there to be able to go nowhere. And then so I had to come back, backtrack, and then take the harder path. So maybe there's a little bit of insights in that. Maybe the altered path, right? Nothing real can be threatened. That wasn't the path I was meant to take. It was easier. It was a lot more, I didn't have to think on that path. But on the other one, I really had to be aware of my footing. There were so many tree branches. A lot harder, a lot muddier. I had to get in the mud, but worth it in the end, because it actually led somewhere. So your path can't be altered. Spirit will put the blocks where it's needed to be. The harder lessons that you're meant to learn, you're going to go through this labyrinth no matter what. And nature, your whole, maybe going out to spaces like that, just being around birds, a lot of birds in this energy. But what about the flying monkeys? Let's pull one more. It says, everything is a reflection. Hold up the energetic mirror. What do you need in your life that you're not currently getting? And so, as I said earlier, however that person treated you and said to you is a reflection of what's within them. But whatever you take in, right, it said let go of those things that you're not, those halves of the moon that is them. Let them have their cord cutting. Is so important in this reading, because I do keep feeling a little bit of a depletion or a something. Just and how do you cut cords? There's so many things. You can just look on YouTube, like cord cutting. You could use a frequency. You can use a visualization. I like visualization. I love doing Steve Noble meditations. He has so many, right? Some of them he'll bring in like solar angels to burn away. I just shared that one. I've been doing that one so much during this time, during eclipses and stuff. And maybe that's what this is kind of talking about too. Eclipses. The sun kind of covering things and connecting. And it is a full solar eclipse coming up. And you're whole. That's what they keep saying. And so they say read over the things one last time. And then they say there's one line to end it. And I don't know what that is yet. But nothing real can be threatened. How can you actively participate in creating heaven on earth? Well, that's by you doing your energetic cord cutting, setting boundaries, and knowing your worth. You deserved what you always wanted. And maybe if you're sad about the way that you presented yourself in this situation, there's a little bit of reflection to do on that. Because what I'm getting is don't give until you have nothing left. It says eliminate distractions. Stop shining light on things that you are not. Stop also focusing on the past and being like, well, what if I did this? What if I did this? Oh, I shouldn't have done that. It's not helping anything because it's in the past. And the only thing that matters is working your way up into the future. What's even more important than the future is the present, right now. How can you reclaim your power? Well, you can reclaim your power by working through that labyrinth and finding the peace within you, letting go of those emotions that are suppressed. It says, what emotions do you need to heal? You heal by releasing, not suppressing. What emotions do you need to feel? Well, you need to feel peace. And by feeling at peace is you learning to listen to your guides, by using discernment on things that are right for you and correct boundaries, releasing and letting go of cords, not letting flying monkeys come back and being the birds that you want to listen to. I just see a lot more joy coming in. Once you have peace, you're not really scared of the past knocking on your door. And that's kind of what I'm getting is something new and shiny is coming right around the corner. That's what they keep saying. I keep hearing right around the corner. Now they're playing. Now, I feel this one in my heart. It's so cold in my heart. It's all this energy and it's building and it's growing. And so now they say to go to this last one that I pulled. Everything is a reflection. Hold up the energetic mirror. What do you need in your life that you're not currently getting? And so, if you've been on this journey, I'm hearing now someone's been not in partnerships and they're very scared of letting someone else new come in. As we said, there was 3 situations. Either someone from the past is coming, they learned their lesson. It's up for you if you want to receive them or let them go. I do think it's beneficial to listen. The second one, they didn't learn. This is you to test your boundaries, right? This is like, yeah, these boundaries are so great. Thank you for helping me create these. And then it was just kind of like, listen, okay, goodbye. Because I almost hear someone come back with a mouthful of garbage. Everything's like just saying things that you want to hear. They know what you want to hear, but because you've tapped into the intuition, now's for you to be like, I'm not feeling this. I'm gonna let this go. and release them. And then the third one, someone new coming in, which is a higher level soulmate. Either way, the first person, they need to level up. The second person needs to be removed. And then this higher level soulmate comes in the 2 and 3 situation. So win, win, win. If you do the healing and you stop suppressing. And that was the word. Win, win, win. If you do the healing and stop suppressing. So we'll leave it there. I was feeling anger at the beginning, and then I felt sadness, and this was a roller coaster kind of feelings in this. It was like grief process, and now I'm feeling release. I'm feeling the lightness off my shoulders, and interesting enough, the playfulness with the butterfly wings is the top card that ended there. So enjoy this fun time for you, because I feel like you've really gone through a tough healing process, mentally and physically. I hear, right? A lot of our thoughts and emotions take a toll on our physical. So by going within, cocooning, doing the healing, working through the labyrinth, that's where that butterfly moment kind of comes out. I do see, I felt it in my heart. That coldness in my heart, right? A cold heart sounds like bad, but this one was like, whoo, you know? It was like, it was a nice feeling. So I said we'd leave it there, kept talking. So we'll leave it there. I hope you have a good day. And I'm excited for you, because either way, it's a win-win-win when you have your boundaries and your emotions in check. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.